Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys and Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that's now quite old, is very collectible, and is becoming harder and harder to find, especially in this mint unopened condition. Now we are looking at the 2003 release by Corgi from their James Bond, the Director's Cut series of 136 scale die-cast models. And this particular one we're looking at today is of the Rolls Royce 3 Sedance De Ville, which was seen in the James Bond blockbuster movie Goldfinger, and it was Auric Goldfinger's personal Rolls Royce. And as I say, it's all based on the 1964 spy film, which was the third installment in the James Bond series produced by Eon Productions, starring Sean Connery as the fictional MI6 agent James Bond, and it's based on the 1959 novel of the same title by Ian Fleming. The film also stars Honor Blackman, Gert Frobe and Shirley Eaton. Goldfinger was produced by Albert R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman, and the film was the first of 4 Bond films directed by Guy Hamilton. And the movie sees Bond investigating the gold magnate Auric Goldfinger, who plans to contaminate the United States bullion depository at Fort Knox. And obviously Bond is out there to find out why, how and where, and prevent him from achieving his goal. Very, very popular film. It was the first Bond film to take over 100 million, but it had a budget equal to that of the 2 preceding films combined. Principal photography took place from January to July 1964 in the UK, Switzerland and in the USA. Now the movie was heralded as the film in the franchise where James Bond finally comes into focus, and many elements introduced in it appeared in many later James Bond films, such as the extensive use of technology and gadgets by Bond, an extensive pre-credit sequence that stood largely alone from the main plot, multiple foreign logos and tongue-in-cheek humour. And the film's release led to a number of promotional license tie-in items, including the Aston Martin DB5 Corgi die-cast model, which became one of the biggest selling toys of the 1960s. And also there was an image of the gold-painted Eaton on the cover of Life magazine. Goldfinger was the first Bond film to win an Academy Award for Best Sound Editing, and opened to largely favourable critical reception. The film was a financial success, recouping its budget in 2 weeks and grossing over 120 million worldwide. And in 1999, it was ranked 70th on the BFI Top 100 British Films list. And the next film to follow Goldfinger was the 1965 Bond movie Thunderball, which also starred Sean Connery as James Bond. Very, very popular film. Released on September 17th, 1964. It had its London premiere, and to the rest of the world on the 22nd of December. Running time was about 110 minutes, and the budget, which was the same budget as the 2 previous films, was $3 million. In comparison, if you think about nowadays, $3 million is what a TV episode gets. The $3 million for a movie back in those days. But the box office, 125 million. So well took its money back, plus a massive profit. Okay, so that's the movie. This is the model of the Goldfinger's Rolls Royce as seen in that movie. And this is the 2003 release by Corgi under the Director's Cut series. This is the box it comes in. It says 007 The Director's Cut, Goldfinger, and there is an image on the top right-hand corner of Bond holding his pistol with his silencer on. And at the bottom of the box, it's got Corgi and the Corgi logo and the 007 logo. Okay, that's the front of the box. Let's just spin the box around to the back and see what we got printed on the reverse. Okay, so the back of the box, again, we got that same image of Bond in that circle holding his pistol with his silencer on it. It says 007 The Director's Cut Goldfinger, and there you can see an image of Goldfinger's model, Rolls Royce I should say, the model of the Rolls Royce, and then you've got the odd job figure which also comes with this particular model, and you can see that you've got the flying lady on the front of the Rolls Royce, and odd job is holding his hat, which I think they called the Derby hat, something like that. It said gold smuggling in the name of the game is the name of the game, and Bond finds himself up against Auric Goldfinger, who intends to increase the value of his own gold by using an atomic bomb to contaminate Fort Knox. 007 enlists the aid of Pussy Galore to foil his plan and comes up against classic Bond baddie Oddjob and his steel-rimmed bowler hat. The vintage Rolls Royce, driven by the deadly Korean manservant, has a prestigious cargo. Gold has been melted down and recast into parts of the car to allow Goldfinger to smuggle his bullion around the world. There we are. Dangerous Derby. That was what they called his bowler hat. The Dangerous Derby. There we go. Okay, side of the box. It's got Goldfinger, item number CC06803, Rolls Royce 3, Sedance De Ville, and you've got the Corgi logo at the bottom. Other side, exactly the same again. Goldfinger, CC06803, Rolls Royce 3, Sedance De Ville, and the Corgi logo. And on the bottom of the box, it says 1964 Denjab LLC and United Artists Corporation, all rights reserved. 2002 Eon Productions Limited and Denjab LLC. Not suitable for children under 14 years of age. It may contain small parts for detail points or with fine detail points or edges. 2003 Corgi Classics Limited. Corgi web address there, made in China, barcode, and you've got all the licensing and information at the very bottom of the box there. Okay, that is the box. Why don't we take the model out and let's have a look at it outside of the box. So I've removed the model from the box, and this is what we got. We've also got this little card which comes with the box, which is Corgi Classics Limited, and it is information pack. Return this coupon for further details on the Corgi Classic range and the Corgi Collector Club. Latest catalogues, flyers, Collector Club information, and Corgi Gold Star Stockers list. So you return that and you get all the information sent to you by Corgi. Whether that's still relevant or not, I don't know. This was a long time ago. Okay, so we've got the model, and you can see you've got Oddjob in the corner there with his Dangerous Derby bowler hat, and he's about to throw it, about to launch it at Bond, I'd imagine. Now I can't take that figure out because it is moulded, it is attached to the packet, and it's, I don't know if I can pull that. No, it's glued down, unfortunately. So I'd have to tear the packaging to take that out. But that you can. I can just get my thumb under there, but I can't remove it, unfortunately. But we can have a nice look at Oddjob there. Let's zoom in to him, and it's not bad likeness actually of Oddjob. Really nice little metal figure that is. Holding his Dangerous Derby, about to launch it, as I say, in that position where he throws the hat at Bond. But really nice figure that is. Okay, and we come on to the Rolls Royce. Now, are we able to remove the Rolls Royce? No, we're not going to be able to do that. I don't know so much. Will we be able to take that off? No, I best not try, because I think it's going to be too difficult to put it back together again. But anyway, so this is the Rolls Royce. You can see it is a full die-cast model. You can see the lady at the very front of the Rolls Royce there. If I just zoom in on that, you can see the lady at the top there. All of this is actually, that's plastic. The grille, the lady, the lights and so on are plastic. The rest of the body work is all metal. That's all metal as well. Internally, I'll say that's all metal as well. Internally, it's plastic. The wheels are plastic, obviously with rubber tires, and that, again, that's all die-cast metal. So all the body is die-cast metal, but the little attachments, the number plate and the bumper's plastic as well. But majority of it is metal. Really lovely model. A nice size, these 1/36 scale ones. I think they're much better than the smaller ones. Really nice size models to display. The only functionality on this though is the free rolling wheels. The wheels rotate freely, so you can run it along the ground if you wanted to. But beautifully crafted and designed. A lovely copy of the Rolls Royce 3 Sedance De Ville. Okay, 1/36 scale, so means it is about 13 centimeters in length. If we measure across the widest point of the car, we're looking at 4.5 centimeters in width. And if we measure height-wise, from the bottom of the wheel to the top of the car, again, we're at 4.5 centimeters. So there's a rough idea of the size for you. It is quite a heavy model as well, because of it's quite a long body, and most of it is die-cast metal. So really nice, with the black and yellow die-cast body and the lovely white trims on the tires. Really do make it look exceptionally good. And obviously you've got those 2 spare tires on either side of the vehicle. Obviously you can't take them off and replace them, but originally, when these cars were released, that's where you kept your 2 spare tires. Terrific model. I think it's absolutely one of the best Corgi models that they ever done in the James Bond series, without the functionalities. But really nice model. Okay, how well did this model do back in 2003? Well, James Bond Corgi, this model came with a figure of Odd Job. Done very well. Of course it did. All the Corgi and James Bond are like pie and mash. They go down very well together. All the way back to the 1960s, when the Goldfinger model Aston Martin was released. So yeah, remarkably well. These are adult collector toys though. These are for ages 14 and up. They're not for kids, so probably not the quantities that you would expect if it was a kid's toy to have sold. But very nicely. And I do remember these being on the shelves in the shops, but not for very long. There was a model shop close to where I used to live, and we used to go shopping every weekend. And every weekend I'd pop in there and see what models were current. I'd see these on the shelf one week, and next week they'd pretty much be gone. So that's how well they were selling. So, but there we are. Yeah. So I suspect they've done remarkably well. I don't know the numbers released, but yeah, they would have sold very well. Okay, let's move forward to 2025, which is where we are today. So we're moving forward 22 years. Do these models come up for sale on the platforms very often nowadays? Well, you still get a lot of the James Bond models coming up, the die-cast models coming up for sale on the platforms. They are in various different states of condition. You do get a lot of them that are still with the boxes, still with the figures, but they have been opened. So they have been opened, displayed, used, and what have you, but kept in very good condition. So you can pick them up on the platforms as well as some of them that are like this one, still sealed and never been out of the box. And also there's loose models that you can pick up. So yes, they do come up for sale on the platforms, various different states of condition, but nowhere near as often as they used to be. But there's a number of different releases of these models. So, you know, if you are looking for a model to take out the box and display, then there's several different versions of packaging that these models were basically came in, as well as different accessories with them. So this one is the director's cut one that come with the Odd Job figure. Okay, and obviously the usual thing, be careful ordering on the platform. Somebody's idea of very good condition could be somebody else's idea of acceptable condition. There is a big scope of differences between people's opinions, so bear that in mind when you're ordering on a platform. And also don't forget, some platforms use stock images and stock descriptions, so if there's no new one available, and there probably won't be on a model of this age, and it only says used, do look at the used link, click it and read what you're about to order, because if there's no new, they automatically go to the cheapest used item. So bear that in mind, and do look before you order, because it's not the fault of the seller, and it won't be the fault of the buyer, obviously. It's the way the platforms work. But do be a little bit vigilant if you are intending to order on one of those platforms. Now, alternatively, you can come straight to us at Midas Touch Toys and Collectibles, where we do have a vast range of Bond die-cast models, and all of these are ex-shop stock. We have, over the last 4 or 5 years, bought out a lot of shop stock from closed down shops, which didn't carry on after COVID, and we have managed to buy a lot of stock that was ex-display stock into the stock rooms, unsold stock in the stock room, and obviously all the stock that was on the shelves. So, but what we're trying to do is try and work through the oldest stuff first to make those items available to our customers on the Midas Touch website, as this particular one is of today. And you can get there very simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage James Bond items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you're looking for, something old you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful vintage James Bond Goldfingers Rolls Royce with Odd Job figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.